Hello and welcome to our newest episode of Truth Bombs and Bloopers. And today we have our first guest, Ronja Sakata. And Ronja, or the Queen of Joy, is a very good friend of ours, and we are very honored to have you as our first guest. And we would like to dive into the joy with you and ask you, as a joy expert and leader of the Joy Academy, how we can all experience more joy in our life, especially during these times when maybe for some people it doesn't come so naturally. And I'm sure you have a lot of tools to share with us.
Yes.
So, Ronja,
welcome.
Thank you so much for having me.
Maybe you can first just shortly introduce yourself a bit, who you are, what you do, what is the Joy Academy, and then we can dive into this beautiful question of Christina's.
Yes, I'm Ronja Sakata. My name says it all. It's not a Swiss name. My husband is Japanese. We met nearly 20 years ago in Japan, and we live in Zurich, Switzerland. I have a little daughter. Well, so little. She's not so little anymore. She's 10 now. And my business finally came onto this path of focusing on joy and creating joy. That's really the thing I think has the biggest impact. If we have more joy in our lives, everything is just better. Like the connections are better, the relationships, the business. It's just so worthwhile to focus on joy, even though it's not like a business strategy. I think in the long run it is. And it's just your whole well-being is impacted. Everything is impacted. If you have more joy, you win. And that's why I founded the Joy Academy. And I have a ton of cool and funny or a little bit woo-woo tricks and tools to share there, and also in my whole business. And that's what I'm passionate about. I like it light and fun and colorful. And let's focus on having more joy.
and was there a special moment in your life where kind of there was a decision for you to make to focus on joy? Was there like a trigger for you? How did joy become your life and business?
Yeah, the biggest trigger, it started when I was 17. Then like my friends started to die, avalanche and car accidents and motorbike accidents, and then another avalanche. It was devastating. Like every year we were together at 1, 2, maybe 3 funerals, and it was like, wow, this life is not forever and we have to enjoy it. And then, but it was always a risky thing involved, like, yeah, well, he drove his motorbike too fast. And then my sister's best friend died when she was 25 because of a heart attack.
Wow.
And that was really the moment, like, okay, now I'm not scared anymore. I just do what I want. I say yes when I say I mean yes. I say no when I mean no. I don't spend time with anybody I don't want to really spend time with, and I focus on joy. I want to have fun every day, and in the evening I want to say, like, today was a good day. And it can be a totally boring normal day. I don't need a roller coaster and bungee jumping every day. I need joy, and this can be the littlest thing, like sunray, a walk in the woods, a hug. It's everything brings me joy. But I'm really, really aware of the fact that tomorrow I could be gone. So why would I have a shitty day today? Or why would I work something I don't love? So I'm really, some people say you're an egoist and you just focus on yourself. Well, that's, I'm sorry, not sorry.
Yeah, it's like the safe jacket. In order to help others, you first need to help yourself, or in your case, create the joy yourself. And you have so many nice ideas how to spread that joy. I always watch or see your Instagram posts. You have these little joy cards that people can download on your website, right?
Yes.
Do you want to talk about these?
I decided, because I want to draw more and paint more. I'm not an artist in all means, but like I want to do that more. So now I do a monthly design of the joy cards, and it's just like a template. That's the super simple one, and it's in German or in English, with my website, where you can sign up for a free joy challenge, a 21-day joy challenge to just bring more joy into the world. And I would love to see these cards worldwide, everywhere, you know, at lampposts and park benches, and just this ripple effect. The name of the website is /JRE, like the joy ripple effect, going around the world, you know, with little things. I'm just such a big fan of little things, like reading a message, a little tiny letter somewhere could change your whole day. It could, you don't know, but this coincidence, I don't believe in coincidences, but like it just all plays together. And I love to be put some glitter on the road where I go through, and all my clients are doing that now, and it just spreads slowly but steadily.
That's lovely. You know what, actually, I think is so outstanding. Like when I listen to you, also to your story and how you made the decision to follow your joy and to like grow your business, is the fact that like experiencing joy is a choice. Like a conscious choice you're making every single day, or even every moment in your life. And I think this is so profound, because we often feel like the victims of things, or like, you know, we just see, I mean, like evolutionary scene, we are prone to see the problem. We are like, it's like, this is how we survived, right? By seeing the how is it called in English?
Danger.
Yeah, the danger, the Sabelzahntiger, like this tiger that they had back in the days, you know, like you had to expect it in the bush so that you could survive. And we still live like that. We always like focus on the problem and see the problem. And like, but we also have a free will, and we have this ability to truly have a choice in everything, to see the gift, to see the pain, to focus on the gift or to focus on the pain. And I think that's so powerful, this message.
Yeah, and I was thinking about the same before our call, and it's so funny that in English, the choice already involves joy.
True.
You can either choose a joy or the shit. But it's true, and I see that right now with the times we are in. You know, there are almost like two groups of people. The ones who, when a challenge is present, they kind of can push a button that almost brings them into a new energy, you know, figure out new ideas, how they can create new visions in hard times. And then there are the other people who just fall into the victim mode and who just think, oh, life happens to me again, and I will lose my job, and I you know, I will go down the spiral. But what will happen if you really go down the spiral? What happens if you really will lose your job? I mean, maybe it's a big chance, and in that losing, you will find something new, and that had to happen. And I think when in these times, or when we can like switch the attention to something that inspires us, it's such a gift, actually. So when you wake up in the morning, is there something specific? I know you have a group of people you meditate with, your clients. Is there something special you do in the morning?
Crazy person, I know you're a 5 a.m.er. Oh my God.
No, I'm really not good at the moment at 4:44. That's my favorite number. But 5:55, I have my morning meditation with my Swiss German clients, and that's so good. You know, it's just a date. I have to be there at 5:55, and there were days where I went back to bed because of something, and it's Monday to Thursday. But I love to meditate in the morning, and that's that's such a nice thing to decide. Today, I'll have a good day. I create myself a good day. And in the end of this meditation, we always do a golden bubble, you know, like imagine that roots grow into the ground, into the earth, and in the middle of the earth is not lava, it's not hot, it's like golden, glittery energy. and then the gold, you pull the gold up with your breath, and then through your body, and every cell is just like nourished, and you know, like it's just from the inside out, you're like powered up with this golden energy, and then it floats out of your head, and you're in a golden curtain. I always say touch it, you know, imagine how you can feel this this curtain, and then you push it out until it makes maybe a sound like pling, and then you have your golden bubble around you. And in this space, you are fully responsible for your feelings, for what you say or don't say, and for what you do or don't do, and how you feel. And people are like, oh, I can't decide how I feel. Yes, you can. And it's not always, I don't think we have to walk around like this and be happy all the time. You know, I can feel my emotions totally, but then I can choose again, like when I cried enough or when I was angry enough. It's like, okay, now what? And then you decide again, like, I want to have a quiet morning and just don't see anybody. And then, yeah, like be in touch with yourself, be your best friend, and have a good day, like as a team, like you and you.
Yeah. And you also told me about another ritual you have with your assistant. That's so cool. Can you talk about this? Because I'm sure they are supporting your joy as well.
That's a cool concept from Abraham Hicks. It's called the UA, the Universal Assistant. And it's just, you just ask yourself, oh, okay, I have an assistant, because you're the CEO of your life, you know, you have to make big decisions and all these tasks, and you of course need a brilliant assistant which is just devoted to you. And then you can ask yourself, well, assistant, okay, male or female or whatever gender, okay, and then how does he or she looks like, and then what's the name, and how are the characteristics of this person. And you just design. And it's so funny if you ask your, like if I would ask you now, Priska, do you have a UA or
I don't have one. I have my whole team.
Yes. So in addition to your team,
but there is one vice president.
no, it's really the guy or the girl with the clipboard, like okay, and you can delegate, you know, like in A Devil Wears Prada, like, can you take care of this? Thank you. Like, because your team, I think your spiritual team is more like wise, and the UA is like running after you and taking care of you and bringing coffee before you even ordered it. So Priska, male or female?
Male, surprisingly.
And how does he looks like? Like hair color, eye color, simple.
He has brown hair, he has hazel brown eyes, he has quite short, not super short, but like middle short hair. He has a striped shirt, like pullover, not like a bit like you, not the shirt, sorry, a pullover, and has glasses. He looks a bit nerdy.
What's his name?
Gabriel.
Gabriel, hello Gabriel. You know how easy that is, you see? And now your task is to Google like nerdy
Gabriel.
Nerdy, yeah, maybe the name doesn't help, but like nerdy brown hair guy. How old is he?
He's young. He's around 20-ish.
So Jonathan works for me since he's 25, and he looks like this. I already printed out a picture. That's Jonathan.
Oh my God! Are you sure it's your assistant and not your universal sugar daddy or something?
No. He organizes business class upgrades in flights, and he did a lot of good work already. So and he's, you know, we're so in tune now that if I say, can you sell me like Japanese courses, he was like, I'm so sorry, the other guys do like put me in handcuffs. I can't. You have to focus on your joy business, because otherwise they. So it's really a cool
co-creation,
a cool communication in my head, and it's so uplifting and also fun. And all my clients have UAs. Some of them have a team of UAs, and it's just crazy. It's this, this, you just delegate and you trust, of course he's doing it for you, and then everything is just unfolding. I love this tool because it's not scary, like spirit guide. That's like a level which is not so easy to access. Or it's a little bit scary maybe for some people, but like having a UA, yes please, like anybody. I had this conversation with so many, also a lot of men, and it's just cool.
It takes away so much load.
It's like, oh, I have somebody with me, and they take care of me.
That's so cool. I love it.
So Gabriel, I want to see a picture of Gabriel.
Okay, I will find Gabriel. Can you also fire your UA if he doesn't work?
You can fire him. Yeah. In my mastermind, one woman was like, "No, he was smoking, and he was not reliable," and I kicked him out. That's my new UA. It's so fun. Yeah.
Okay, perfect. Good to know.
Of course. And there is what's that called? The first month.
A trial.
Yeah, trial
I love
phase.
it. Yeah. So cool.
But that's why you won't like overwhelm Gabriel with tasks. You wouldn't ask a new employee. So like take it easy in the beginning, and then you can build up your relationship.
That's so cool. Yeah, and what you say is very true, because like we, as you know or might not know, actually I'm working also with gene keys and human design, and there's also, you find the inner feminine and the inner masculine, and like of course these two play together because there's the pure co-creation, and like the masculine always serves the feminine. And like holds the space, but this is sometimes so abstract, like this idea of having a sacred masculine within and like letting it do it. Like this is much more like, it's like kind of the gateway to, of course you can evolve there, but this is such cool. I love that because it's really fun, it's playful, everybody can imagine somebody running around for them, I guess. And it's really easy accessible. I love that.
It's not my tool. Use it with whomever it would serve. It's so cool. And
amazing.
One client, he said, I told my UA, we need a little bit more press releases. Like that was a good job last time. Can you focus on more? And like 2 days later, a newspaper called her. He was like, is that really so easy? You're just
it can be
slow. Yeah, let it come in. It's so
cool.
Yeah.
There's one question that popped up for me, like because you said in the beginning people were calling you also egoistic, like selfish, by focusing on your joy and making it a priority in your life. And how are you dealing with people who cannot understand this way of living or call you selfish? Do you have like some kind of the bubble is just taking care of it, or how are you dealing with it?
Bubble is really cool tool to have, like, oh, okay, you're having a bad day. But what I love now, it's coming up more and more. I had a client and she switched her coaching to Mika's birthday, and I said yes. And then she realized it's Mika's birthday because of my Instagram stories. And then she thought, shall I ask Ronja if she wants to switch it to another day because of the birthday? And then she went like, oh no, Ronja said she means what she says. So I can trust her that she's meant it's okay to, and I said, it's so cool that you did all this in your head and didn't write me to ask me, just came, and this is your hour and your space. And I love that. Like people realize, like, oh yeah, you would say no if you mean no. So I can now just be here and eat dinner because you offered it to me. And I think just being authentic, and you don't have to be that way, but I think if you are more, if you're clear where you want to be and where you don't want to be, everything gets easier. Like I'm at this party, I don't like it. Like, bye, I wish you a wonderful evening. and not just be there because of any obligation. Of course, if you're the only guest, it's a little bit like, yeah, you came here, so come on, think of it before you go. But if it's a big party, just go home. No, you can't do that. Yes, you can, but maybe you don't want to. It's an ongoing conversation with yourself, with your heart, with your soul, maybe with your UA, with your team, and then you can find out, what do I want? No, actually, I want to stay here, and then it's okay, and then you will enjoy this party even more, or you just go home without a bad feeling.
It's so programmed in us, and probably it's triggering us. If someone tells it's egoistic, if that's still a deep wound in us in some way, or if we have learned the program when we were a child that, I don't know, our mother was always putting the other people first, or something like that. So when you were talking, I just realized, if you are authentic and yourself, and you're just trying to stay in your joy bubble the whole time, nobody will everybody will understand it, and nobody will have bad feelings about it, because it's so pure and so true and so authentic from the heart. And probably it will be more challenging for others to take it if you would pretend to be, I don't know, to be inspired or to be present or whatever. And by the way,
I think it just helps to get older and older. I mean, 10 years ago, I would have, if you asked me this question, Priska, I was like, oh yeah, I don't like this if somebody calls me this or that. And now I'm like, yeah, that's just not my problem. Of course, I don't want to hurt people. I want to be kind and like, yeah, I can say sorry for anything I did. If I did some harm, that I have no problem with, like, apologies. I'm not, that's what I tell people if they ask me, like, but this is so self-centered. I said, you don't walk through life like, go away, I'm coming, go out of my way. It's even more kind, more gentle if you take care of yourself first. So yeah, it's an interesting switch in the head of people, like, oh wow, I can say no, and that doesn't mean I'm a bad person, and it's just better for my energy, and then I can say yes wherever I like to say yes. It's such a relief to be aware of this possibility, and this whole social priming is just a big thing. The expectations are on all the sides. If you think first, what do I need, what is important to me, then everything is easier afterwards. And it's with dogs and children and bosses, it's like, if I want this, it's there is no question.
Yeah, if you hear my daughter hammering in the back, do you hear her? No? Okay. She wants to come in, and it's for me, it's always when I close the door, it's work time. And Priska disappeared.
Yeah, she was frozen for a time now, I thought. Yeah.
And she has to learn that, because that's my space. And she's now crying and hammering in front of the door. But yeah, that's exactly what you just said. It's just my space. But I'm glad you don't hear it, because she's really loud.
Yeah. And you could feel bad about that now, totally, and say, I'm a bad mother, I don't take care of my children, or you just choose to, no, that's my boundary, and she's totally fine out there, and she will find something else to do.
Yeah,
I love that.
Yeah. And that starts especially when they're babies. Maybe you had the same experience. I always, for instance, for me, I always had to have my yoga in the morning, and I didn't want to give it up just to have another half an hour to carry around my baby. And I realized some others felt really bad if they put the baby down for a while, and that kind of helped them to become more independent, maybe soon. Maybe you have the same experience with your child.
You're
Hello.
I didn't feel any joy anymore, so I left.
Oh, come on, I go. I decided to go without saying something.
The party, because there was another one at the party.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, no, we just talked about boundaries with children. My daughter is hammering on the door because she wants to get in. And this is just my boundary. It's my space right now. And yeah, we were talking about while you were gone, how important it is, especially for mothers, to set their boundaries. And I'm sure you know it too.
Never heard of it. Yes.
Yeah.
It's always a big topic, I think, in every person's life. Also right now I feel like, you know, this whole, with all these, what happens with social media, and like everybody has such a strong opinion about everything, and it affects me so badly to just, you know, okay, I have to just turn inwards, really listen to my truth and just follow that beat, you know. Like, because everybody has an opinion about everything, which is also right and good, but yeah, especially when you're kind of easily influenceable, what's the word? Yeah, you just have to set clear boundaries within your family, within social media, within yourself. Like, it's a topic, it's a thing.
Yeah, and we're always learning, and we're not perfect. We don't have to be perfect. It's so nice if you're like, yeah, today I'm like this, and tomorrow I'm different, and I am in the flow, and let's do this. It's like, I always say, for me, life is a dance, or how you step on the stage of life. You know, you can decide so many things, and it's an ongoing learning process. I mean, when Mika was born, I was so overwhelmed with this responsibility. It crushed me. I want to be free. I want to go wherever I go. And I thought, now I'm forever home. Like, I can't go places. I'm just stuck with this bundle I love so much, but I'm like, oh, wow. And yeah, I feel my freedom is so important to me. It's just a fact. And then I will totally deal different with a little child now. You know, it's 10 years is a long time of self-development.
Yes.
And, yeah,
yes,
we're on our journey.
We all are. True.
Yeah. And
True.
so if you have a client who's like really in a dark phase and doesn't really see joy, what's the first thing you would do with that person to switch their mindset?
What I think is a super powerful feeling is gratitude. And you can just switch things up when you focus on, what do I have? And in the end, it's really, if your heart is beating, if you are breathing, you are here. Like, and yeah, I think I can't deal with clients who are not even thankful for that. You know, that's not my zone of genius. For that, you have to go to psychotherapist or something. But if you sign up with me, you're like, I want more joy. Tell me how to do it. And then I tell them, I like to write lists, like write down 100 lists, 100 things, a list of 100 things which bring you joy. And then everybody's like, 100? Are you crazy? But that's so cool. About at 25, you're like, oh, wow, yeah. And then you see, when you read the lists, it's so funny. It's like, oh, now I like to walk through fall leaves. Oh, I like to walk on snow. Oh, I like to ski. You know, skiing brings me joy. It's like you see the train of thought through the list.
Yeah.
And then I tell everybody, like, the littlest moment, like seeing my kid sleeping in the morning before I wake her up, is like, oh, best moment. Like, that brings me so much joy. And then this list is easily full, and I say at least 3 things. Do at least 3 things per day which bring you joy. Like, come on, 3? And it doesn't have to be flying to the Maldives and walking on the beach. You can't do that every day, of course, but like drinking your tea with full awareness that this teacup is your favorite, and this tea is so delicious, and I have time, and I'm breathing. Like, celebrating these ordinary little moments, that's the biggest trick, I think. And so easy if you just start and try, and then it does its magic on its own, you know, like you feel the difference, like, oh wow, I was just focusing for 5 minutes and I feel better now. And you can't jump from here to here, but like climb step by step if you're willing to invest some thoughts and action into
and it only needs a few minutes every day. I have a journal where I can also write down 3 things I'm grateful for, and I always have more than 3 things, and it's just like 3 minutes in the morning and you already start it so differently. And also, I shared this before, but how you want your day to look like, you script it out. And most of the cases, when you read it again in the evening, that's exactly what happened, because you set the tone, and you are the creator of the game, of the play. Yeah.
And you know, then one client, she told me, but Ronja, isn't that crazy? I go through my day with my UA, I don't know what her name was, like Greta. I talk with Greta in my head in the train, and then I have a totally different, better day. How crazy is that? I said, how easy is that? And for free, and it's fun. And why would you question that? It's true. But like feeling kind of, I'm a crazy person here. You don't have to tell anybody about your UA. You know, I like these tools who are invisible, and you can keep it a secret.
And you just have this certain je ne sais quoi around you, and nobody knows what's her secret. What does she do?
Yeah, but it's like this state that children are in all the time. You know, it's you know, our brain has different, the alpha, the beta, the delta, and the delta state is really just this imagination state. And you know, a child is so much in that all the time. You know, if like the mother uses a broom, for the child it's maybe a horse, and they don't see it as a broom. And that state is so creates so much life force and so many possibilities. So it's just that we unlearn it throughout our adolescence and growing up.
Yeah.
So we have so many tools. Oh, sorry, Priska.
No, I just want to say how much needed this work is. You know, also the awareness that we have a choice.
Yeah.
That we can change every second of every day. You know, the whole vibration that we are maneuvering ourselves in by just refocusing ourselves on something that is working, on refocusing on things that are beautiful. You know, on also in this whole COVID situation, so many people are suffering or feel like, you know, they're cut off of their freedom. But you can also choose to see how privileged we are. I think everybody who's seeing this, and certainly everybody who's talking, we know that we have a roof over the head, that we don't have to worry where our food is coming from. You know, that we have at the moment, at least, you know, we have the freedom to speak our truth, and we don't have to worry if we're ending up somewhere in a prison for it. And like all these things that get so clear in these times to me, where other people just don't have that, you know, especially also in Switzerland and the Netherlands. If I would run out of my job or of money, I mean, I would have an assistant that catches me. But so many people just don't. They don't know how to feed their children, you know. And even they find reasons to like feel joyful and be grateful. So how can we not? How can we not find the gratitude and the freedom within what we still can do?
Yeah,
right now.
Yeah, and the biggest change has always happened in the deepest crisis. You know, throughout humanhood. Yeah,
Humanhood. I love that word. Humanity, I think is the word, but humanhood. Yes. Humanhood is much better. I love that.
I'm an expert in creating new words, not just in English, even in German. You know, it's embarrassing and fun at the same time.
No, that's not embarrassing. That's poetic. You know,
I love it.
I hated German lessons in high school. We had a very, very boring teacher, but she taught us the term hapax legomenon, and that means that you are creating new words like Schneeballblütengroß, like the blossom of the size of a snowball. And I really remember, that's the only thing I remember from all these years of German studies.
Good.
And so it's not embarrassing, it's
a thing.
A thing.
Yeah, it's a talent, right?
Yeah. It is. It is. Yeah.
So where can people find you, Ronja?
My English website is joyismycompass.com, and my German one is ronjasakata.com. And then I have a former business. I'm really releasing, like, slowly but steadily. I'm stepping back and transferring it to the best hands of my assistant and her friends who are building a Japanese business. So in Swiss German, you can take Japanese lessons with me online. And so that's like the Swiss website is a mess, like Japan, what? Joy, what? In English, it's only joy, joyismycompass.com.
Okay, great,
Yeah.
great.
Amazing.
And there you have many tools and like free downloads and these beautiful cards. And you also have a podcast, right? Where you interview
Yes, I
people
have
about joy. Yeah.
the Let's Create Joy podcast. I was thinking, like, I want to talk to normal people, you know, not like she is achieved and Forbes and la 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 la. Like
New York best-selling author.
New York 15 times New York's best. And I don't have a problem with big leaders, but I really think every person has so much to say, and it's so interesting to listen and to hear the learnings and the insights and the wisdom of the, from childhood to everything. It's just so cool.
That's so
to
beautiful.
Talk to people about how do you create joy. That's my only prepared question, and then
amazing.
I want you two too as my guests.
Oh, yeah, love to go. Yeah. Just
and one tool I always that's also the design now from November is a Joyometer. That's a weekly review of your week, just like the highlights of my week. This made me very, very happy last week. I'm grateful. This person inspired me, and that's why I did all this for myself. Like all the different topics, like focusing on the good stuff, like collecting it like fruits, you know, from a tree. I think that's so powerful, so that next week you already look out for the good stuff, like, oh, I will write this on my Joyometer. And that's now the 4th month I provide a different design, and it's just growing now slightly, but some people really write an email like, this is so good. And it's, again, so simple. And you don't need to print out my template. You just answer these questions in a journal, and that's all you need.
amazing.
Like
That's
time
so nice.
for yourself. That's such a gift. Give yourself time to think and breathe and go inwards, as you said, Priska.
I love that. I just wanted to ask you, what is the one thing that you would, if you could, like, just let whole humanhood know about like, do this one thing, or you know, like this tip or whatever, what would it be? Would it be this or something else?
Like, the biggest tip is just be kind everywhere, wherever you are, whomever you talk to, be kind. It's free and it changed the world. Like, don't bitch around. Don't, if somebody's like angry at you, don't, just be kind. This person has, I always tell Mika, my daughter, that this person's heart is sad, so that she or he has to yell at you. So I know it's not, I can't ask that from her, but just that she's aware if somebody's yelling, it's not because of you, it's a sad heart or whatever. But be kind. Let's be kind, people. Come on.
Spread it like,
amen, sister.
Spread it like glitter. That's, I always see you with glitter and unicorns.
And bubbles. Like.
And bubbles.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. So thank you so very much for being here, for spreading the joy, for this incredibly important work that you're doing.
Yes.
And you just inspired also me again, to, oh yeah, like I need these reminders to, oh yeah, I have a choice, actually I can choose to do this. And so it's just so good just to hang around in your vortex and be touched by the magical glitter that you're spreading. So thank you so much.
Yeah.
Thank
And everybody
you.
who would love to learn more about Ronja, we will link your website and infos there somewhere.
Somewhere in the comments or
Yes.
above in the caption.
Or wherever. And download the 21 challenge.
Yeah,
21
you
day
can sign
challenge.
up for the 21 challenge. That's really completely free. That's like my gift to the world. Like so many little ideas and tools and tricks, and like a mini Joy Academy. And I only at the end I tell you about the Joy Academy, but in the middle it's just like my gift to the world. So the joy ripple effect. I felt like when I want to put that you put these cards wherever, if it's just marketing, it's like lame. It has to be a gift. And then if somebody's more interested, it's a gift to me too, if you sign up, but you don't have to.
Well, it's a gift for yourself in the end, because nobody does it for you. They do it for themselves, and it's a gift. I mean, like having joy in your life on an everyday basis is a gift, the biggest gift you can give to yourself.
Yeah,
right.
Absolutely. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Love you.
Love you.
Tschüss, tschüss.
Ciao.
Tschüss.
Grüezi.
Schau mal, die farbigen Hintergründe, die wir da haben. Hoi.
Hoi, hoi, ihr Lieben.
Ah, so schön, euch zu sehen. So, jetzt sind wir auf Englisch switchen.
Ja, jetzt we switch.
We switch!
Wir haben eben gesagt, wir nehmen das Thema Joy gerade so ein bisschen als Aufhänger. Und